Hi, everyone. I'm Harlow Reed, creator of the HR Insider, and today I want to talk with you about something deeply personal, something I see over and over again, not just in my work, but in the messages you send to me, the comments you leave, and the stories that so many of you share. And it's this: when someone crosses a line at work, our instinct isn't to question their behavior, our instinct is to question ourselves. Our first reaction isn't to hold them accountable, it's to wonder what we did wrong and how to make it right. Too many of us think maybe I overreacted, maybe I misunderstood, maybe I'm the problem. But I want you to hear me clearly today. The reason bullies succeed in the workplace is not because you are weak. It's because workers have never been taught their rights and even their worth. And when you don't know your rights, it becomes harder to recognize the moment when someone crosses the line. We grow up learning about math, history, science, but nobody teaches us how to recognize manipulation. Nobody teaches us how to identify retaliation. Nobody tells us what a toxic coworker looks like until we're already in the middle of the damage. And so when a bully targets us, we look inward instead of outward. In my video, Top 10 Signs You're Dealing with a Toxic Coworker, I talked about the subtle behaviors that often go unnoticed, the snide comments, the shifting attitudes, the exclusion, the performance ambushes. Those behaviors chip away at your confidence. And it happens long before that big blow up ever happens at work. And bullies, they rely on that. They rely on you questioning yourself. They rely on your silence. They rely on your confusion. When I created my workbook Behind the Retaliation, I said something I'll repeat here. Retaliation doesn't happen overnight. It builds through patterns, culture, and power dynamics that employees are never taught to see. And if you don't know the law, if you don't know what HR actually looks for, if you don't know what documentation matters, a bully has an open field to play on you. That's exactly why I made videos like Why HR Doesn't Always Fix Harassment and Signs of Workplace Mobbing and Ostracism. And even my case videos like Lois Jensen, Ellen Pio, and Jacqueline Bono. Because every single one of those stories, they show that knowledge, real practical knowledge, it changes the outcome. Even if the law doesn't give the perfect remedy, knowledge, it gives you clarity. Clarity gives you power. And power, that gives you options. One of the hardest truths I've had to learn in my own career is that bullies don't mistreat everyone. They mistreat the people who seem least likely to fight back. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're kind. It means you give people the benefit of the doubt. It means you try to fix things from within. But bullies, they watch your responses. They test small boundaries before they push bigger ones. That's why workplace retaliation is often a slow buildup, something I break down in my retaliation series. Because by the time the big retaliation happens, the groundwork has already been laid. Your confidence erodes, your support system shrinks, your voice quiets. And that is exactly the environment bullies rely on. It's the environment that they need to succeed. So if you take nothing else from this reflection today, take this. You are not to blame for someone else choosing to mistreat you. You didn't cause their behavior, you didn't deserve it, and you didn't invite it. What you lacked wasn't strength, what you lacked was information. And that's not your fault. It's the system's failure. Companies don't teach employees what retaliation looks like. They don't teach workers how to identify when coercion is happening or manipulation or targeted exclusion. They don't teach you what to write down or how to document your experience. But you can learn it, and you deserve to learn it. And my channel, it exists for this reason. Every case I break down, every reflection I share, every workbook, every example, every story, it all comes down to one mission: to make sure that the next time someone tries to mistreat you at work, you recognize it immediately. You trust yourself. You don't second guess what you're experiencing, and you know exactly what to do. Because bullies, they thrive on silence, but knowledge, your knowledge, breaks the pattern. You deserve dignity at work. We all do. You deserve safety, clarity, and you deserve to know your rights long before a bully ever gets the chance to test you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And if you're in a situation where you feel alone, confused, or targeted, you are not alone. You're here, you're learning, you're getting stronger, and you have a community here. I'm Harlow, creator of the HR Insider, and this community exists so you never have to manage these situations in silence. I'll see you in the next video.